Then the whole thing,
and the
or
whole
or
thing.
you could take me down as an admin right now.
No, no, it's
Or
probably
you're not going to throw me in the you're not going to throw me under the bus for a
no.
week.
We don't do that. We don't do that here. What happened, Paul?
It may not be y'all. It might be me.
Nah, Paul, I got restricted because I put up they bombing HBCU campuses, y'all.
All right, right. Let
Okay,
me
here comes
see.
some. Okay, there's somebody coming in. Yolanda came on.
Hold on a second. Hey, Anitra, what's up, y'all? We just have some difficulties because we can't get on. We can't get on unless you guys are on, and I don't know. Are you guys? Oh, somebody. Yeah, there's somebody's like, yo, what's up with snacks? Hold on.
Okay, here comes everybody now. Okay, everybody, tell us where you
Well, they're coming on from different places.
Come from different places.
Okay.
I put it all over. That's why.
All right, ask everybody where you
He
coming.
is like, why we on boot camp? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He's like, why we on boot camp? Okay, so wait a minute. I think I'm able to get it through now. I'm the one that did it. Hold on, let me see.
When I did it, I got blocked.
Okay.
See? Dorset through Patrick's page.
Yeah, all right. So listen, we can stay here all day. Let's just do a good hour and run with this. So they're telling everybody where to go on YouTube.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Right. That's our people. Our people going to look for us. Everybody in there, just let everybody know where we are. Go to YouTube and subscribe. That's somebody calling.
Well, what we do is somebody put it in where it is in YouTube and just come back and Paul, when you get there, I think a lot of people are doing it from my page. I think.
Yeah.
What's up?
But the numbers are jumping already.
Yeah, because it's coming from different pages.
It's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's on 7 pages right now.
Different pages and not on Graham Snack. So anyway, it took a listen. It's 6 minutes since we've been on, everybody, and yeah, you're probably getting us from different areas because Facebook had shut down one administrator. So now we learn that if Facebook shuts down one of us as administrators, is going to shut down the whole Graham Snacks. All right, so just let everybody know you could either go to YouTube. What happened?
It's G, the political commentator.
I told you what happened.
But I love it, man. I mean,
yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is.
That's just how that go, bro.
Because I posted that they're bombing HBCU campuses.
Right, and now you still gonna say it so that they could take us off of this one now. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you're right. I mean, that's just the way it is.
But look, we have our backup, right? And look at our, we're
good. We're good.
Okay, so let me start out.
Kimberly Nichols, there are people who are on Bible Boot Camp. Somebody was asking what happened. That's what happened, everybody. Just let you know. So 72, Gary, what I'm gonna do is record this, put it on. And listen, we're 7 minutes in. Let's just start the show already. Doggone it. It's okay. We good. We good.
Music, please. Music.
We good. Nah, it's Gary. It's Gary Fisher. Come on.
Yo, I'm about to come off, and I can't stand y'all. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, so
you sound like you're in the courthouse. No, not even in the courthouse. You sound like you in the questioning room.
Or whatever. Hey, listen, it's what happens. It's not going to stop us from doing what we got to do. Mike George said Gary did it. Mike George said Gary's the one that did it.
Gary is the culprit.
I don't know, guys. I'm also thinking, I know we say we want to stay on Graham Snacks and YouTube, but I don't know if you guys can see this. I think Paul may be able to see this, but the numbers, because we went all across the board, the numbers is just like sky high.
Ridiculous. I feel my ego is getting crazy with these numbers going on.
Yeah, I've never seen this
but
before.
We automatically says, look at this, everybody with the wow, Yvette.
Look at Tasha. Tasha, I don't know where she's been, but I've been following her though.
Oh yeah, she went to Oklahoma City the other day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
happy birthday to your mama.
To your mama.
Tasha.
Yep.
You're fine, mama.
Yeah, that's right.
You're fine. You're fine. Look, man, it's about time. Look, we're gonna call it like this. Can I say this?
Go ahead.
Show some love. We want everybody to hit up our page. We want to go over 2,000, and we want to go over 1,000 on YouTube. We're gonna stop playing now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when you come bombing HBCUs and you post
Yo,
it,
man, yo, we don't want to get stuck, bro.
no, I
Nah,
didn't.
nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's
Look,
gonna
the news it is that they had people calling in bomb threats to HBCUs.
happen.
Your
Listen,
daughter and my son go to a HBCU,
that's true.
right? I
That's true.
posted it. A day later, I'm restricted.
Oh, I'm
and-
sorry. They said shush. They hearing the music.
That better be water.
It's what it is. It's what it is.
You on that water joint, yo.
Yeah, we on that water joint.
That's right, Fish. Am I gonna get suspended like Whoopi for 2 weeks?
That's right.
I don't think they're gonna hold you for that for 2 weeks, Gary.
No.
Yeah, but you missed the whole thing. You heard, Whoopi Goldberg got
Oh,
suspended.
Whoopi's out for 2 weeks. Yeah.
And the ADL said that she didn't need to get suspended. The anti defamation league said it. That's not there. It's not.
But you know what? She didn't get the opportunity to explain herself.
She did.
She did explain herself.
I'm
And it's-
talking about on the View. She didn't. She did afterwards.
No, Paul. She apologized, and after she apologized, they still canned her for 2 weeks.
Yeah, they
and
did.
Now there are people in the Jewish community that are
Taking up for her.
taking up for her because they was like, you're overdoing it now, because they say it's a difference between maliciousness or a mistake.
And ignorance. You're right, Gary. And Yvette, you are right. She didn't know.
Why I had to take Yvette for you to believe her? I'm your brother. You should have believed me the minute I said so.
I just remembered, brother, when she said it the second time. Don't come off like that, man. Don't act like
Pat, somebody
down
trying to
with
slide. Somebody trying to slide up in your DM.
That's my boy. That's my boy, John Johnson. I'll go ahead and check it out though. Real quick, everybody. Let's
Easy,
fix
Mike George.
everybody.
Easy, Mike George.
Everybody, let's fix this a little bit. Paul, somebody, Gary or Paul, put in the YouTube on there, and let's have people push even from Facebook, because we don't know what Facebook gonna do, but YouTube is a little bit different. So
Yo, these, maybe we need to not go to one place, man.
now I know, but
Look how many people are watching.
I understand that, but we should still go to YouTube. I'm saying we should still tell everybody about YouTube. At least if we get over 1,000 people on YouTube, we could at least advertise and have the opportunity of getting Gary a haircut every week.
You're right, Pat. You're right. Let's start coming on
Yo,
here with them crushed shirts.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Yvette says she's watching it from Facebook. You are Yvette, but where are you watching it from? It can't be on Graham Snacks because Snacks is out.
Yo,
That's what I'm saying.
y'all embarrassing me, man. But that's
Ain't nobody
okay.
embarrassing you, bro. You on point.
Carolyn is asking,
Except-
can you see how many are watching from each platform? No, we can't
No.
see from each platform. Hey, Gwen. Yo, she needs to write some music for us.
I was just checking out her.
Yeah,
I'm
her
seeing- yeah, man.
Instagram is crazy. Her Instagram is crazy. So basically, I don't mind switching it across the board, but if Facebook go out, people got to know YouTube is still hanging there.
All right, so everybody tell us where you're watching it from.
Everybody, tell us where you're watching it from.
Yeah, which platform?
They
All
say
right.
there's 10 people watching on YouTube right now.
All right, it's about 3:15, almost 3:15. Let's
It
bring
took
in
us a
our
long
first.
start.
Let's put in our first sponsor. All right.
Okay, so
This, can I say it, please? I've
Yeah.
been dying to say this for like 72
So, yo,
seconds.
man, do you see Gary's face when he said, I've been dying to say these things. I've been dying.
Wow.
Man, Gary, you're passionate, bro.
which
Yeah.
one? Which one?
No, wait, before you do it, Pat, honestly, have you talked to Gary at all this week?
Yeah, we talk in the morning. We talked this morning with Reverend Quine, with Bishop Quine.
That
Really?
was a,
We
that
were
was a
on. Me
big,
and Gary was on talking to him from.
that was a big
Bishop Quine.
mistake because I was just calling you. All right, let's
All
go.
right,
Let's
okay,
go
that's
to our
cool.
sponsor first, and then we go talk about Quine.
All right.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
this
So,
portion
right,
of
right.
Snacks with the Grams.
You sound like the children's television workshop.
That's what you're supposed to
This
That's
portion
what, this is what we're
is
supposed
brought
to
to
say.
you by.
You want to do it?
No.
Okay. This portion of Snacks with the Gram is brought to you by Zipporah.
Right.
Zipporah Skin Products.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Right.
That's
And
right.
we're happy to have our inaugural sponsorship, our friend Carmen Hope. And she sent us some promo material. So she's going to kick off our first section.
Not all skincare products were created to nourish the melanin in your skin. That is, until now.
Zipporah Skincare has a kojic acid line developed with natural turmeric for brightening and kojic acid for a glow you'll notice within days. So stop using products made for just any skin. Zipporah is made for our skin. All natural ingredients that will lighten and brighten all melanated skin tones. Finally, nourish your melanin. Zipporah Skincare, completely natural and uniquely Jamaican.
Oh, I like that. Uniquely Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Come on.
All right, then.
That was kind of
So-
nice.
Yes, if you need your skin products, and it's on Amazon. Maybe if you find it, somebody could put it in the chat.
Yeah.
That's our friend, our girl, Carmen Hope. Zipporah Skin Products. It's all support her.
So that's what we're doing now. You got the sponsorship going, Gary?
Yeah, every 15 minutes, I'm gonna break in. It's like this portion of the snacks is by
Good.
you know.
Well, I'll put this one in here. I'm just one. Marcina has been doing a wonderful job online with her podcast.
No, Paul, that's what you call that's not sponsorship, Pete.
What's
That's
that?
like
Right.
that's
That
a
ain't
mention.
sponsor.
But that's a mention. All
Right.
right.
And so
I'm-
people like to mention. So Marcina hasn't paid. So when you mention her
Oh,
her product, it goes up. So really what happens by March 1st, we ain't going to be saying nobody's name unless you're throwing some money in the bank. That's really what it is. Speaking about bank, you need to put up the Cash App, Pat.
Yo, I don't have it.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll get it together though.
Listen, this is our first. We've flown through bad weather before. Isn't it? This is not a
This
not
is
a
not-
problem.
that's right. That's right.
This is
We're
not
not we're not going down in flames. It's just gonna be a rough landing. That's all.
Yeah,
It won't
yeah,
even
yeah.
be a
It
rough
won't even
landing.
be that. It won't even be
Don't
that.
worry about that. Don't worry about that. We're okay. Okay. It took us about 9 minutes to get going to recognize that Gary is in
The
Facebook.
doghouse.
He's in Facebook jail. And since he's in Facebook jail and he got whooping
Whoopied, right?
he got whooping eyes or whatever the case may be. We're not on Graham Snacks today, but we're all over. We'll go ahead and make sure we put something up over there when we record it. So I like that just now. That was Zipporah. That was Zipporah? Carmen. Thanks, Carmen. We appreciate that. And anybody who needs to check that out, check out Zipporah. We'll play it at the end one more time for people to be able to see it. So we're good for that.
Okay.
We're good for that. So, guys, it's snack time. So what you guys got for snacks? Come on.
I got my snacks.
Come on, let's do it right. Just do it right. Let's do it right.
We prepared this week, right?
Say that again.
We prepared this week.
I am
guess so.
on the border. I'm on the border.
This looks good.
All right, people, put your snacks in the chat. Don't
Everybody
forget to
go ahead,
and don't forget to share. Put your snacks in the chat. Whose turn? Paul got the thing. I got
the dip. I don't got the dips. Oh, Gary. Oh,
yeah, G, you good. You
Gary,
good.
You got it.
yeah, and
you
I
good.
actually got it because I already ate my portion because I'm losing 2-3 pounds a week, so I kind of had my snack for the day. So this is probably for tomorrow.
Yeah.
During
Gary, just one more time because Krista is our girl. Can you just tell her real quick why you're in Facebook jail? How did you end up in Facebook jail?
Carissa, I posted. You know how I say Patrick Graham, y'all.
Put them up fully. Put them up fully. Pat.
Go ahead.
You know how sometimes I post and I say Patrick Graham, y'all, or I will say what we're going to talk about next, Nick Cannon, y'all. So I posted they bombing HBCUs, y'all, and then I got put in. I was not allowed to post for 20 hours, but then I also found out I'm not allowed to, put any videos out. So that's
Right,
where it is.
Right. It's okay, man. We'll make it. We'll weather through this.
Who's Lily G?
We'll weather through this. Yeah, Gary. I don't know if you guys saw this. Roadrunner said, "Pat, you sure you're not in Facebook jail after the controversial discussion?"
Word.
Not divorce. Yeah, hey, I
Word.
apologize, Ro. I saw that you hit me, man, and I didn't hit you back, man. So my bad, brother. But yeah, it caused a little stink.
I ain't worried about it.
So Pat, you think that divorce is an option?
Yeah, you know what? I think the problem is that you know when they say
Got you, Leanne.
it gets loud when it hits you. You know what I'm saying? So and here's the one thing that I recognize over my Facebook. Gary and I have been talking about this before. It's my Facebook. I do whatever I want to do with it.
That's right.
And I put up whatever I want to put up with it.
That's
And
right.
and
you take the heat.
Oh,
with it.
But Pete, we've been taking the heat. We take the heat anytime we hit the pulpit, and that's what everybody doesn't understand. When you hit the pulpit, you know what did Daddy always say, Paul? What does Daddy always say? If everybody
likes you, you're doing something wrong.
you're doing something wrong,
Right.
right? So here it was for me. I'm driving down the street, talking to somebody about a situation, and that person is being ostracized for divorcing. You understand what I'm saying? And why are we ostracizing someone for being for divorcing when that was their last straw? Now just hear it. Everybody hears what they want to hear.
That's right.
Everybody hear what they want to hear. I didn't say Adventist either. I said Christian friends, divorce is an option. All right. I didn't say it was option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your wife is beating the heck out of you. Natalie's tearing you up every day. She's abusing you. I'm talking about physically. I'm not even talking about mentally yet.
Listen, see, hold on. Let me stop you. Why not mentally?
Yeah, I said not even. I didn't even get there yet.
Yeah, I'm just saying why not? Why not mentally?
And a lot of people, Pat, they are mentally abused in relationships. And they don't even know. They don't get it. They pass it off as tradition, or they pass it off as that, this is the way it's just supposed to be because of male and gender, male roles or female roles. But we had an uncle that was abused.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to send it to y'all who the name is?
Yeah, but let me just tell you this, because we're not going to stay on this all day.
We could stay on this all day.
We don't have to stay on this all day. My thing is my thing is
come on, man.
Come on, man.
Listen, let me just put it this way. We cause trauma in our church when we don't open up the lines of discussion. When you go, and let me just tell you why I also put this out. I have made tremendous mistakes. Now that I'm on the other side, and you're watching it from a mental standpoint, it's difficult. So let me say this and we can move on. Gary was on the phone with me this morning with Reverend Quine. Bishop Quine. Everybody's up there talking about the ones that stung me a little bit the most were people who said that's a dangerous statement that you made. Now I'm thinking to myself, but you're not thinking about the dangerous relationship. You're thinking about the statement. We were in class one day, and the teacher in seminary said, y'all ready for this? We were in seminary, and he said, Gary, listen to me, man. I want you to hear this. He said, there's 1 million and so much African babies that's dying every day. The problem is half of y'all don't give a and he cursed. He waited for a little while as the class was settling back down because he cursed. And you know what he said? He said, you are no longer thinking about the 1 million babies.
That's right.
That's
Come on, man.
Right. It was an object lesson. You're no longer thinking about the 1 million babies. You're now thinking that I cursed while they're still dying every day.
You just got me with that.
Okay.
Now, and you didn't even curse. You didn't even curse.
And you didn't even curse.
Right.
I got it.
So here's what I want you to think of. You could take out all the Bible text you want to take out. I'm a theologian, right? So don't come to me with that. But here's what I want you to understand. There's a part in the Bible where the Holy Spirit leaves you. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me that you can grieve the Holy Spirit, who's not man, but your husband or your wife can't grieve you?
That's deep, bro.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Hey, let me tell you something, P. All I got to say is I'm gonna share this with you and Gary that it hit me. In fact, I wrote it down on my phone yesterday because I'm into the Antenna channel right now, Antenna TV.
Yeah.
Antenna TV is this, Gary's gonna say, don't say it, Paul, because we're not endorsing them. But Antenna TV is a station. You know what I'm saying, on Verizon station cable. And it shows the old shows. So I'm watching Barney Miller. Gary, remember Barney Miller?
Yes.
Barney Miller got these guys, they're inside of the office. And if you notice, Barney Miller, the whole show only happens in an office.
True.
See, everybody's making a big deal about The Office and all these other shows. But if you look at it, Barney Miller is one of the only shows that everything happens in that office.
Right.
Excellent point. Which
Okay.
is true. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Oh, go ahead. Go.
So imagine the dialogue that needs to happen. So what happens is that you got a bunch of friends that works together. This guy comes in. Pat, you got to hear this, man. This guy comes in, and when he comes in, he's in the little jail spot. He's in the little jail. The whole
Yeah, he got a little holding cell.
right. And the reason why he's there is because he's protesting. What is he protesting? He's protesting the Vietnam that happened 10 years earlier. He's still protesting because he feels like the people still didn't get it.
Right.
Good. So Hoshak, who's one of the guys in there, the officers, he's cussing him out because he's saying, you don't understand. I was in the field. I was so-and-so, whatever. And when he was cussing him out, the two officers came out and said, wow, man, I didn't know you were so serious about that because we were protesting. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
And they had a clash that he said, I was out there working. I mean, in the field. Stay with me, Pat. In the field, Gary, stay with me. And you guys out there protesting while I'm in the field. In the end of the show, it said, you see, when I was fighting, I was just only giving my orders to do what I needed to do. I didn't know at home the real reason why I was fighting. I wrote it down because I recognize that so many of us, Pat, you talk about trauma in the church. Gary, we talk about how Daddy has come to us and said, hey, I'm sorry. I wish I've taught you differently. Y'all remember that, okay? When Daddy taught us, okay, the movies, jewelry, this, that, and the other, dating outside the church, the whole nine. I'm saying all that to say that so many of us as ministers, Patrick, or Gary, church workers or elders and what have you, we are fighting because we're fighting in the field because we have a passion for Christ, right? But we don't have a passion for people.
Oh man,
And there is no way that you can have a passion for Christ and not have a passion for people. You can't disfellowship people if you have a passion for Christ. You can't. You it is not the young people that's leaving the church. If you look at the study, right? I forgot what the study is called, Pat. They did it at Andrews University. They do it every 10 years. If you look at the study of who's leaving the church, it's divorcees and single people because they have no space.
Well, who has space for the divorcee?
That's the number one people leaving the church.
We have not. Hold on. Wait. Let's move divorcees out the way. Who have space for those with anxiety? Who have space for those with depression? Who has space for those who are bipolar? Come on, Gary. I needed you on this, man.
I heard Gary say something on his show the other day, right? And it probably got some people upset, right? Look how long you've been pastoring, Pat, before you hit the office, right?
Yeah.
Think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've been in the office how long?
I've been in the office now going on 10 years.
10 years. How come none of the churches, with all the deaths that's been happening in the church?
Yeah.
You know who hit me today? 6 o'clock in the morning. Ash Stephen hit me. You heard me?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, what do we do now? I feel like I'm about to cry. What do we do now about these people dying by suicide? And yet we used to teach that they're going to hell because of that.
Well, you're right.
But
right, G.
You need to start off at a place.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what Gary said. Gary said, how could we have so many deaths in our church today? So many deaths in our church today. And
yeah,
there's
no grief. Gary, do you see what Angela said? Angela said, widows, no space.
That's right.
Oh, well, this really came up. I talked to Pat about maybe 2 weeks ago, and I asked Pat, how many funerals have you done? And Pat said, I can't tell you.
Right.
And he said, well, at DuPont, I was there for 3 years and I did 197 funerals.
Yes. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
documented.
Documented. And there's probably
Same thing
more
at,
than
same thing
that.
at Linden, Patrick.
Well, I was coming to that. So,
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So you, who also went to Linden, and you was an associate pastor there, that was one of our bigger churches here, is one of our bigger churches, and you were living here, I seen how busy you were. And here's a connection, you know, my wife was the secretary at Ephesus, that she did the funerals, the bulletins. I don't know if they have bulletins now still.
Yeah.
So with all of that, I said, with all of that, all the money we pour into Pathfinders, all the money that we pour into video walls, and I just said it, all the money we pour into
You hear what
IT,
Gary just said, Pete?
right? You know, for all the money, there are churches this weekend that are paying people to put flyers up, 10-day worship service, 10-day prayers, fasting Daniel diets, unqualified people. I'm going to say that. I'll throw that in there for Black History Month. Catch you went to school with know nothing about Black history. It's speaking about Black history. But yeah, at the end of this month, we're going to see 4 or 5 people in this chat who know somebody that has died and be rolling up on Facebook. And we have no grief counseling.
No grief
The
counseling.
police department have it.
That's right.
The hospitals have it.
Have it, right?
That's
As soon as somebody,
Emergency. They have emergency at airports. Have it.
yeah,
right.
all of that, but our church don't have it. And
Mhm.
I'm going to say this lightly because we have friends. I have passed this along to people who have power to do this, and it has not been considered. But it will be considered when a disaster happens, because there are Black Adventist kids. No, let me say that. There are Black Adventist people who are committing suicide and is being successful.
That's right.
And worse,
That's right.
worse than this, contemplating it and have no outlet from the church or anywhere else.
Well, Paul, all we really have to do, and we come up to sponsor time, but all we really have to do is put it on our webpage,
Well,
the national suicide number.
Sure, and you did your part, and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be what's big or small. You just have to do your part. Let me just tell you this just now.
Wait,
And I know we were talking
just
about,
read that real quick, Pat. Just real quick, and then go ahead.
said no grief counseling. That's true. I got no grief counseling when my daughter passed. I mean, you're right. The church is only good for right after the burial.
That's it.
There's no continuation after that, and that's when they need grief counseling the most. But let me back up, because I don't want us to stay on grief, and I don't want to stay on that, because somebody just mentioned what about
as a snack, Gary?
somebody just mentioned disabilities, right? And so let me just explain something to you, Gary. And I know you know this. The only time something is going to happen is when you experience it.
Mhm.
All right. So as a leader, I mean, so for example, the schools, I want you to check this out. The Adventist schools in your conference or wherever you are is going to be at a height when your children go to those schools. If you're a leader, come on, y'all, just hear me out, right? When your children go to the schools, you can now be active in the decision making as a leader. But as a pastor, and I'm not jumping on pastors, I'm talking about leadership. When your leadership's kids don't go to the same school, then it removes you from being able to lead in that capacity. Hold on. Karen Better said, what about disabilities, right? The reason why Allegheny East Conference and we're not at the top is because my child has autism. So now I see the way he was treated in schools, in our schools, not treated bad. We just didn't have the facility. We didn't have, the opportunity, and how he's treated at church, how he's treated for sports, etc. But I would never have known that. The conference would never have known that unless there was a leader in that spot to be able to say, my child is going through this. So therefore, the Pathfinders it's all for the mainstream student.
You know, Pat, I'm sorry.
No, go G, go.
The reason why you have come up with a good point is that these are things that are going on and on.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
back to grief counseling. Everybody, there's a person that die every week
Sure.
at our age.
Sure.
Okay. And there's not anybody who doesn't. Like, so me and Rosemary Graham, big shout out to her. We can talk about mental health all we want or what it is, but I cannot tell you, and you know this, how many people call me like I didn't know. You understand? You know who the next, who you know who to find a graphic artist to do your AY program.
Right.
Okay. You want to have a revival for Youth Week of Prayer. Some people are even saddling up to go to Gillette, but you don't have no grief counseling
Yeah.
in your church.
Yeah, you're right.
And then when you die, you're angry at the church. It's like, how come you don't have this
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
Anyway, let me go to run to our sponsor. We're at the 3:30 hour.
Wait, if you don't mind, G, if you don't mind, I just want to share with you, just based on what you just said, and and I listen to the both of you. And, you know, sometimes when we talk alone, not like this, I get a lot of insight from both of you because you guys have a different level of training now. Okay, well, Gary before, but now you, Pat. I spent some time with Tony, from Bethel, and she said her loneliest times are Sabbaths.
Wow.
She said the worst she has felt is after her husband was buried. The calls did like this, and then petered out. So for us, because we're close, I said, we developed a bat phone. So if she ever felt a certain way, and there's other people that has that in her life too, but we've got to be mindful, like you said, Gary, that it's a ministry that a lot of us as pastors are not equipped to do.
Yeah, but peace, even if it's a ministry, and there are one thing about the Adventist Church and the Black Adventist Church, there are people who are working in the church, and there are ways that you can access counseling.
Okay.
And another thing, Pat and I has been going back about. It could be Dave Defoe, it could be Leah Mills, or anybody across the country. Pastors need to be trained in how to refer. And the first thing I would just say is the first thing, whether it's, let's say for instance, because I hope I could transition this well, like, God forbid something happened at Northeastern Academy or Tacoma Academy. Okay. A tragedy happens. Okay. Keith should know that there is access to a grief counselor right away.
Right away.
Right away. Not Pastor Patrick, not Pastor Tap. There is a special group of social workers that they can call that to our needs, and there are people that will do that. So I think the training needs to happen. You go to workers meetings all the time and you get all of these innovations, but these are 5 things that you need to know that will take place if somebody come to you is like, oh, this is over my head, let me go to this person.
Now, I'm going to write this down, G.
Allegheny East has a list already. That I'm gonna just tell you. Right?
Yeah, I mean, because you got you got a handful of ministers. I can count more than 5 ministers, and should be more, that has gotten training in therapies, right? So I think Allegheny East is a little bit freer to be able to say those things and put those things up, and I think everybody else need to do that. I wanted to share something with you, Gary. Last night I was in class, and my class was about addictions. And I know that's your field. While I was in class, G, a tear fell from my eye because the teacher said, professor said, was teaching us to let us know that a person with addiction never fully heals.
Never will.
Yo,
Never will.
When I tell you that thing hurt me at my heart.
I never will. I could stay here all day and talk about it. So,
So can I just finish this one piece, G? Because I know that you have talked to me about addiction. That's where your specialty is.
one of my many specialties.
No,
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth, Pat. Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth.
Here is where I had to find solace, because after the class was done, the class was quiet. Most people are evangelicals where I go to school, and we didn't believe that. I could tell that people were sorrowful because they said, no, because Jesus can heal and God can heal. You know what I recognize? That the healing is Jesus. Right?
Well, Pat, there are some addictions that you will not recover from.
Gary,
without Jesus intervening.
Wow.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. It bothered me when he said, "Jesus keeps you in recovery in recovery. You're in a constant state of recovery."
It's true.
And go ahead, G.
So put it this way, right? I'll put this in. I'll never start this because my old boss used to tell me, put this in terms. In the Super Bowl this weekend, there's a guy by the name of Joe Burrow, right? He is in his second year.
Right.
And he's playing for the Cincinnati Bengals, young kid playing. And last year he tore up his knee.
Right.
There are football players that tears up their knee, the ACLs, right?
Right.
That knee is repaired for now.
Oh boy.
But that knee will never be what it was like before the surgery.
Oh God.
Okay. So the same thing for addiction.
Okay.
All right.
Can I add the spiritual side of it now, G? Because you said that. Jules
No,
said
I don't want you to spiritual side, because now they're going to hire us and then we're going to have to work together. And I don't like working with you.
Here's what I wanted to share.
I also want you to know, Gary, your guest is here.
Here's what I wanted to share with you.
I see him, but I don't see him.
I wanted to share with you that is the real reason for salvation. The real reason for salvation is not that it's to get better, is that you will be better.
Yes.
Patrick, remember he died for the remission of our sins.
Yeah, take sins out. Hold on, Pete. Why I'm stopping you there is because it's not about the sins.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
And I know I'm taking it out of context, but whenever we have cancer, and they treat it, and they say it's in remission, it doesn't mean that it's not there.
Right.
It means you see where I'm coming from.
Right.
And God is telling us, because I'm saving you doesn't mean you're sinless.
Yeah. P, my goal for getting to the kingdom now is not because I'm afraid of hellfire. I don't do devotion now in the mornings because I believe if I do devotion, it's going to get me to work safely and come back.
I understand.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm putting that all in this space is because I believe now that God is showing me, not just for young people, but for all of us, everyone, that we got to get out of the rabbit's foot Adventism type thing, cross around our neck type thing. And we really got to get to the point of opening up our stands. Yo, you remember when we used to play baseball? They used to say to us, and we used to shout to each other, open up your stands, open up your stands. The reason why the coach tells you to open up your stands at the plate is so that you have more opportunities for more pitches.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? That's what the church needs to do. Open up their stands.
Great.
Pat, great word.
You've been inspired this week because I spoke to you this week. No, I know what I mean by that. I've been speaking to Pat. Pat's been very inspiring this week.
Oh yeah. He's on some new poop now.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyway, I don't want to transition. This sponsorship is for this portion of the show is sponsored by Tacoma Academy.
Yes, sir.
Our favorite academy, the maroon and white, who just turned black. Those fly. I can't even get my spiel on.
I'm sorry. Let me bring back down, G. Sorry, my man. Sorry.
Let that man come in with a good introduction. Yeah. Yeah, so Tacoma Academy. Your kids went to Tacoma Academy, and true story. When I was having a rough time back in 85, 86, my graduating year is 86. I was supposed to go to Tacoma Academy. Didn't work out that day. They're great people down there. Met a good friend. The principal. This week they went, and I'll say they went down to the tournament again and spanked and became champions again. And what jumped out, and this is all the principal. I don't want to take anything from Carla Thrower, who was great. We all love Carla, you know, but he stepped in, and man, those black uniforms, bro, uh, unbelievable.
You can bring him up anytime you're ready, Pizzo.
I'm
Yeah.
afraid to. I don't want to get snapped by G. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying?
Nah, you good. You
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So yeah, we're gonna start with the simple. Hey, brother Brackett, how you doing?
Brother
I'm doing
Beckett.
well. I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Brother Beckett is your daddy. Brother Beckett's your father.
Brother Beckett is my father, but thanks for bringing me on, fellas. I appreciate that. Gary, I owe you an apology, man.
I know what you're talking about. You don't have to play your stuff.
I didn't get that shirt out to you in time, man. And but you got one coming.
We'll run
You got
it.
one coming for sure.
We'll
Now I
run
don't know why Paul and Patrick don't have on their Tacoma Academy gear,
You're right.
but I understand Oakwood. I don't know what Paul has on. I don't know what he's doing there. He doesn't even have on. Okay, he has on his brand. So I definitely understand it.
Keith,
Gary,
I just
name is asking which tournament was that. James is asking which tournament are you talking about?
So we
That's what he's
participated in the the SWAC Classic. Yep, the Hoops Classic down at Southwestern Adventist University. I believe this was a 26th year that they have run this event.
wow.
The past 2 years, of course, due to COVID, they were not able to host. But it is a wonderful event. If you have not been, I suggest trying to go. I can't think of another event where you'll get over 40 Adventist schools in one location. I think we had a team from Puerto Rico come this year.
Nice.
And I believe they've had teams in previous years that have also come from all over. I mean, just all walks of life. And the best part about it, once you defeat a team, they kind of become your cheering section, and then they root for you to keep going. So by the time you get to Saturday night and championship night, it is a organized jungle, man. It is incredible, the atmosphere, the noise, and you have a small schools division, and then you have a large schools division.
Oh,
so
good. I didn't know that.
Depending on your enrollment or your level of play, there's a spot for you, and it's girls and boys. It's a wonderful opportunity.
Tell me the structure and the foundation, because Tacoma or TA has a rich tradition in basketball.
Yes.
And I know personally, I'll say, so I know you're like for 3 years, but maybe over the last 8 years, they really build themselves into like a mini powerhouse in the DMV area. What is the backbone of that? We still have to be Christian. We have to be Seventh-day Adventist. With all of that put in a hodgepodge, how did you go about doing that?
Well, to be honest with you, TA has always, and I mean always, from a little boy, middle schooler, elementary school, going to watch TA play. I mean, they always had a competitive team. The DC area is just so competitive in basketball that our Adventist kids don't have a choice but to be good. You know what I mean? In terms of, outside of church league, whether you're playing in your neighborhood or for those kids who grew up, playing in the rec center, or I don't know when the last generation of kids that played outside, but they were, they developed some skills and became pretty good. And then just with the location and the level of basketball, you always get a kid or two who will transfer, a kid who maybe was unhappy at DeMatha, which is a national powerhouse, or unhappy at Blair or Springbrook. And then they'll decide to come over to TA. And, while some schools and churches don't really like that, we embrace it as an opportunity to witness. So we embrace those kids, and we take their families in. And for a lot of kids and families, we then get their siblings and their cousins and other people who say, you know what, is the elementary school across the street doing the same type of things that you all are doing? I haven't seen this much growth in my son before. We had a kid who, in all honesty, we probably should not have taken him. He was put out of Virginia schools for behavior. And he came to TA, and the agreement was that he wasn't going to play sports. Mother just wanted a second chance for him to be in school, and then also with the possibility of playing basketball. This kid caught the bus every day from Alexandria, Virginia. So for anyone who knows coming from Alexandria, Virginia to TA is about an hour and a half. And I know that's nothing for guys who rode the train in New York or other guys, but
Right.
for this generation of kids who, you know, parents pick them up and drop them off. They don't know anything about walking, riding a bike, or catching a
Right.
train or bus. I mean,
Right.
this was incredible. And this kid, you know, turned his life around and enjoyed TA. So, you know, that's kind of where we are. And to be honest with you, I wish I could take all the credit. Carla Thrower was also a
That's
big
true.
sports fanatic.
That's true.
And we decided that, you know, let's embrace what we have.
Yeah.
We have wonderful musicians. We have wonderful athletes. Let's embrace that. You know, all of our Adventist schools, as we know, put out great products, right? We put out great educational products, whether they go to Oakwood or Andrews or Harvard or Howard. We put out great academic products. But we said, you know what? Let's harness that other energy and allow these kids to be themselves and develop. You know, I've always battled with if the Lord blessed LeBron James with those skills, I mean, how could he not expect him to play in the league? And I know
Right.
I'll probably get some hate mail, or you guys will get some hate mail behind that, but I just don't understand that. That's the
Right.
part of life I don't understand. So with that being said, you know, it's a great, rich area for basketball, and we continue to play. And I know Atlanta used to have a wonderful tournament over Martin Luther King weekend down at
Yes.
AAA, and Andrews has an event.
They do. Remember that?
President's
Yeah.
Day weekend. But Texas, you just get so many teams down there from all walks of life. So it's like, hey, why not go to Texas? And that's where the most competition has been.
I also know that we do volleyball.
Oh, yeah, no, we have a array of
Yeah.
sports. Now we have boys and
Baseball.
girls soccer in the fall, along with girls volleyball. And then in the winter, we have basketball, cheerleading. And then in the spring, we have baseball.
Baseball.
And, softball and track and field. When I
Right.
first got to TA, Mount Vernon in Ohio used to have an incredible boys soccer and girls volleyball tournament. But as you know, they've closed and no one has actually taken over that. Forest Lake is in talks of having a fall volleyball and soccer, you know, boys and girls soccer tournament. And that would be incredible because who doesn't want to go to Florida? You know what I mean? Especially
Yes,
You're right. You're right about that.
who
You're
doesn't
right
want to
about
go to Disney? And then we were scheduled to go there for Christmas. They're starting a Christmas tournament. So we're looking forward to being able to go next year if they'll still have us. We beat them in the finals down in Texas, and there was a little bit of
Yeah.
you know, and I'll be honest, I don't really know how to say it. You know, it's kind of you teach your kids, you trap and press, you play up-tempo game, and that's the way you play. And you can't turn sports on and off. You know,
Right.
you can't you set out the mindset, and that's how you play. And I understand where teams get offended, and I agree. You know, elementary school, youth sports, you shouldn't beat schools down. And I agree in high school either. But if I take my starters out and my bench is better than your starters, I mean, it's just an unfortunate game. And, you know, we'll apologize afterwards, but it's not much. I can't sit back and say, shoot the ball and score. But you know, it's tough. It's tough it's a tough divide.
it is.
I can tell you, I know your credibility and I know your resolve. There are many times you could beat down other teams and you've turned the throttle down. And if you can't help yourself after you throttle down, I can't help
I
you.
mean, you know, you
Right,
get kids
right.
who don't play that much, and then they get an opportunity to play. I mean, they're excited, and you know, like in shark fashion, if there's blood in the water, I mean, you kind of it's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you guys a question. How do you all not respond to all the messages in the chat? As I see people's names come up, there are people there that I know, and then, you know, you get distracted. How do you all not see those things?
You respond the way you want to respond. You see somebody,
Because I know you
in there-
wanted to stop to say hi to
So-
Kelly. You
No,
know,
of course.
No.
And then Harold
this is-
Chandler.
This is
That's
how
right.
this works. So Pat, put up Kimberly Street right now. Okay?
Oh, I think she went to TA with me.
Right. So Kimberly
Right,
Street
so-
comes on, and this is how we play it. She pulls up and she says, "Oh, hey Keith, look, we know Kimberly has been on since 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So now we're gonna clown her. She ain't say no. She ain't say nothing. No, now that you're here, now we're gonna clown you and say,
I think,
now
I think-
Keith is here, Kelly is here now, and
nobody's saying nothing to us, but now that
nobody
Keith
say
is
nothing.
on,
But now that you're here,
You on,
Hey,
yeah. Now
Keith.
people pop up in the chat.
I
Right.
think Kelly Blakeney used to look kind of babysit my brother and I when we would go out to Seattle and bother them. And I think Harold Chandler, he probably kept everybody from beating up my brother. He was a little older at TA and then at First Church. And then Kim Street, her older brother Brian, Doctor, what's his first name? But he was
Jim.
one of the Yeah, Jimmy, man, he was one of the best basketball players I saw as a kid. That was a TA. That team with he and Walt Saunders and Billy Morgan and I think it was a big another kid, Andy Martin. Those guys.
You still hear about that team.
Yeah, those guys kind of set the bench. And I tell you all a little secret. I used to have a crush on Kim Street when we were in high school.
Everybody.
Yeah, she was a little older than me, so she paid me no attention, but that was my buddy. And I was told her daughter's really good at lacrosse. Which is a sport that we probably need to
have her over there.
Yeah, or get into the elementary schools. I know it's a little too physical for the Adventist Church, but in terms of minority students, man, they're really giving out scholarships to kids who play lacrosse.
Wow.
Yeah.
So y'all have a lacrosse team? I'm sorry.
We need to start one elementary school over TA Prep or G. Peters. It's an expensive sport, but what will happen is that there are many high schools and organizations that will donate to elementary schools. They probably won't donate to high schools, but they'll donate to the elementary schools to get the kids playing.
Gee, I got a little difficulty with Beckett being on. You know,
we waived the light skin code.
Right,
yeah.
right.
We did that, and then we waived the handsome code. He's with us. You know what I mean? And my man coming here, he got everybody coming at him.
No, what happened? Him coming on, principal and all that. You know what I mean? He came on, with the educated chatting and all of that. Now everybody's like, "Hey, Keith, I don't like people on our show taking away from the damn light. We don't do that very well. We don't."
But again, we don't do handsome guys.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't do cute light-skinned guys.
Power brokers.
Power
brokers.
Now we don't want no school intellectuals on. Okay,
right.
Well, you got the right person. No school intellectuals.
Okay. Let me ask you something very petty, because this is how petty we are, and this is what drives the show. The reason you're on the show, as much as we love you, because them uniforms are fire.
They are fire. So let me tell you this.
Break that down, right?
Let me tell you this, and I'll be as honest as possible.
All right.
It was a mistake.
What? Are you serious?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. So we have an agreement with a local Nike like a youth team who uses our facility in the spring and the summer. So then in return, they give us book bags, tennis shoes, sweatsuits, things like that for our basketball teams. And in fact, they used to give it only to girls, and then they gave it to our boys team. So our area is high in AAU sports, so amateur, whatever it stands for, athletics. And what happened during the pandemic year, the first year, we didn't get most of our uniforms back from the kids.
Man, just say hi back, man.
Go ahead and say hi, man.
That's right.
Anytime, Keith, anybody you see somebody under that bottom, you can stop midstream.
Yeah, just stop.
They were
all my fellow TA.
We understand.
They probably used to push me around and try to stuff me in the locker when I was a freshman, and they were a little older than me. But in any event, I was trying to get some girls' uniforms because we didn't have all the girls' uniforms we didn't get back, but they only can give us boys' products. So I was like, okay, man, just if you got some uniforms, give me some uniforms. And I went over and he said, what's your colors? And I said, maroon and white. And I said, hey, if you can get us a gray or white, if you can't find maroon, that's cool.
Right.
And when I went over, they said, your uniforms came in, and I went over to pick them up. They were black and white. And I said, oh, man, I don't really know how this is going to go over with everybody. And I was like, well, what I'll do, I'll give them to the JV, and then next year we'll just get the varsity some uniforms because I don't want any flack over black uniforms. Right. But once we got them printed, I said, man, these things are fire, man.
Is that alternate jersey, and y'all wore for the championship?
Yes, I said, man, we're gonna have to. These are fire. So I said, all right, well, we'll answer. I'll go under the gun later on, but we're gonna wear these uniforms right now, man.
Well, hold up, let me tell you what I think he did. So they all were wearing maroon and white
during the regular game.
And when it came to championship round, they broke out the blackout joint. Lord,
listen, we were watching. All people were saying was like, "These are black uniforms."
Yeah,
and to be a black school,
I don't
have black uniforms. It was just like, and let me tell you something. I'm not just saying this because my son is on JV. I was a little worried. When JV went in. Because they're learning each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think that your boy did a wonderful job.
Madrid.
Madrid.
I think he's done an exceptional job considering, we all thought in talking with the coaches, and I try to keep my ear as much as possible in the sports with so much other things to be responsible for. And, we knew that the JV team was pretty exciting. We didn't have a lot of size, but we said, okay, we got some pretty good guards. We got some kids that'll scrap and kind of fight in the basketball sense. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So everybody kind of wanted to coach the team. And we had a returning coach who said, hey, there's another school who kind of offered me money to kind of build a program and kind of hire me. And we were like, okay. He's like, but I really don't want to leave, man. This group is going to be a great group. And we were just saying, hey, you can't really hold us hostage, man. You got to either stay or leave because you're going to put us in a bind. And he kind of left and put us in a bind. And we really didn't have a coach at the time. And I wanted to do it so bad. But I just couldn't, my time wouldn't allow me to do it. And we were already thin in terms of coaching. So I knew that Madrid had coached before. And we just kind of reached out to him. And he literally took it, accepted like a couple days, maybe a week before the first game. And so there was some time where they got to gel and get together. And then if you think about it, the ninth graders were sixth graders was their last full year of school. So they did half of seventh grade and then came over. And then it's no guarantee they had sports in eighth grade. And same thing for the 10th graders. It was no sports last year. And then maybe they played some sports in in eighth grade. But I'm happy that they're gelling now. They're clicking. And they're actually playing pretty well, man. The guys are liking each other and they're enjoying it.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, because I'm gonna come from this side. Spirituality, the team. Do you see, and I'm not even trying to be funny, do you see God working? Do you see something spiritual happening, not only for that, but for also our schools? I think many times, I'm a Pine Forge guy. All my kids went to TA, but I'm saying when you get to, is Jesus being interwoven through that whole thing?
I absolutely. And this is it's kind of for me it's a little different of an answer because sometimes you get Adventist kids who go to Adventist schools but don't want anybody to know that they go to an Adventist school.
We know you're speaking right.
We've been there. Come on.
So when I first came to TA, we kind of had honey bun uniforms and honey bun T-shirts, kind of like on some no name type of stuff. And I was like, you know what? Maybe if we put it on Under Armour or Nike, the kids will enjoy wearing it more and be proud, more so the Nike than the school. And I see now with our sports doing well and, the kids are happy to wear the gear. You know what I mean? I even have alumni saying, hey, man, where is that athletic page? Or I can get some gear. Yeah. So when you talk about spiritual, then they're not ashamed to say, no, I go to TA.
And let me tell you, TA kids like wearing their TA gear.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
They get in trouble for it because they're not supposed to be wearing.
Right, you're right.
They're not supposed to wear their gear at school time. They wear their uniforms.
Something just happened.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to wear it at
like school time, regular school time.
Only on certain days.
Mm-hmm. I think there's some TA people in there. Let's do a roll call. If you have anybody affiliated with TA, if you went to the school,
your children,
just give a shout out to I think,
or better yet, put your year in that you graduated. I think that'd be good too. Put your year in that you graduated.
And Wu said that his his nephew play. So my nephew Paul's son plays for JV, and Trey,
right.
David Rouse's son,
69. But you see, I'm tired of Retha, Gary.
Retha Retha, and Dwayne is big tiger. He's a big tiger.
Oh yes, he's
right.
a big
That's
tiger.
Right.
For those of you that know, Dwayne was playing at the time when.
Hold on a second. Sharice graduated in 91.
Yes,
I know her picture was younger than us.
Her picture's on the thing at school.
I'm gonna tell y'all that whole TA talk about that basketball thing, because Jim, Kim's older brother, probably ran on the same team as Dwayne, and a lot of people don't know Dwayne can ball.
Oh yeah, Dwayne can ball.
Yes, right.
Dwayne can straight.
What was his name? Chocolate Thunder. I forgot what his name was.
That was it. Chocolate Thunder.
Was it Chocolate Thunder?
Dwayne
Jasmine Johnson.
Dwayne Leslie can ball, in fact, Keith will probably back me up. Not only Dwayne could ball, David Griffith, I think, went there too.
Did he
David
really?
Griffith.
David
David
Griffith. I've seen him slam on somebody on the baseline, and I almost passed out when I seen it.
Hey,
But,
wow, Harold said 87.
Right.
87. He's only 1 year ahead of us.
Okay.
Oh, Keith is,
Gary, Dwayne's like, shh.
Yeah, but you know, they lost the ball player this year.
Somebody passed away, you mean?
Yeah, white guy from California.
Hold on, bring up Beckett real quick.
Yeah, Beckett will probably
Roland Wilkerson.
Yeah,
87, he passed. Yeah,
he passed.
I think as a story was told, I think he was adopted by another family who's not that matters, but another family who went to TA. And I don't know if he was Adventist initially, but he became a part of their family and grew up Adventist. Heard he's a really nice guy. He's a couple years older than my brother, but they knew him. And I think Harold Chandler is agreeing. Roland Wilkerson.
Right.
He recently passed.
Andy Martyr family.
Yeah, Andy Martyr's family. Yep.
Okay.
And Andy Martyr was really good too. Like I said, as a kid, going to watch that team play, they were incredible.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So you do they have I know you have an alumni, and I don't want to get into all that, but it'll be great for all those basketball teams. They're great players. I mean, PFA has some great players too.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
I know
and a lot of PFA players went to CUC to play.
They did, like Skip Peace and then
Reggie.
And
Skip Peace is a legend.
Yeah.
It
was another guy. Man, I can't think of his name. I don't know if there any Pine Forge guys on here. It was another guy who I think was kind of better than Jay and Reggie. I think his last name was Brown. Like I said, as a little kid, we would go up to camp meeting and all the guys would be in the gym playing. I was a little boy, and they would probably, kick me in the butt, tell me to get off the court. It goes down one end, you run the court and shoot, and then the ball gets stuck and you can't get off the court in time. But what was his name? In any event.
Hold on, Pat, real quick. Skip Peace used to go to Oakwood doing alumni.
Nah.
Tournaments.
Listen, when they had the tournament down there, we went up there 87. For that time, it was called College Days, not Oakwood Live.
Okay.
And while we were down there, Pine Forge had come up, and Pine Forge always come up and they walk in slow motion. That's how they are. They just
with the sweaters.
Yeah, with the sweaters. They got on the court, and I mean, the place was jam packed. I mean, babes galore, and everybody's like, "Well, we from New York, they from here, everybody from there. This is that and the other." We watching the game. This dude Reggie had his hair cut in the half moon. I'll never forget it. Coming down the court. When he got to baseline, he threw the alley-oop to Skip Peace.
Brought the house down.
No, what? Gary, all your phone numbers that you were planning on getting.
So, real quick, we went down to College Days this year and took some kids, and they played in the kind of College Days students versus the Oakwood team, and we had a few students who really did well in the game, and we were scheduled to leave that Saturday night right after the game. And we knew it was going to be about, midnight or after. But if anybody who's been on a bus trip with kids, it's better to be on the bus at night.
Night, yeah.
On the daytime than not going to sleep. But in any event, man, we had two kids who played really well, man. And after the game, these dudes giving out snaps and IG pages. I mean,
no numbers.
No numbers. They don't give out numbers.
Right.
No numbers. I mean, even in Texas, a young lady approached some of our JV players and said, "Do you mind if I get your snap?" And I'm like, "Snap? What's going on here?" And he's just giggling and smiling. I said, "Man, this is."
Hey, back in our day, we were like this. Here's a piece of paper.
Exactly. Right on my hand, my shirt.
Right on your hand.
Right on your hand.
And you had your boy.
Hope you don't sweat it out.
Sweat. I'm gonna say this, and I hope I don't hurt any feelings, but I will. It's sad that a lot of our Black Adventist academies don't go to SWAU for the tournament.
It's expensive though, Gary. We got to find a way to
listen, bro. Me and fundraising. I mean, because when I went to Oakwood, I went to Andrews. You heard about legends of like Shiloh Academy. And you hear about all these kids from Florida and then Atlanta.
Yeah, it's true.
And, and then when you go to SWAU, you get kids from Oregon, 6'6", and they're sophomores, and everybody's Adventist. And
Mhm.
what I tell my young black Adventists is that y'all not the only Adventists in the world.
That's true.
That's right.
And then you end up meeting them at Loma Linda or GC or what have you. We're in this bubble, and SWAU gives the opportunity the same way that we go after going to international camporee.
Mhm.
That needs to be on the youth agenda.
So
Even if you put a team together, and I'm gonna say for Northeastern, even if Northeastern and Greater under Atlantic Union come down together, that is an event that all
Yep.
young people should go to.
Hey,
And
who
they should.
knows?
Collegedale
Go ahead.
does that. They don't have. I don't think Collegedale has kind of an organized school team. They put together a church team and
Right.
come down. So that's and
Right.
it's rumored that WAU is going to put together something to not to rival Texas, but something for the teams
East
who
Coast.
can't get down that far.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right,
maybe an East
right.
Coast event.
Well, let's you got to admit it, man. YU's team is ridiculous.
Yes.
They are.
They are.
They've been ridiculous for years. From the 30 years ago, was it 30 years ago when Damon and Damon Allen and
Yeah.
what's these guys' name, man?
Skip was there. Skip was
Skip-
there.
that's right,
Damon
Skip was in
Allen
that
was there.
Saunders,
Jason Banks,
Charles,
it was a
Jason
bunch
Banks-
of guys.
Jay
Yeah.
Banks.
There wasn't a Division II at one time.
I think so. And then they went back and forth to NAIA. But I think at
Right.
that time they were still Division II. I think Rick Murray, there was a guy named Rick Murray. He was the coach. And then he had two assistant coaches. One is Kevin Nickelberry, who's an assistant coach at, I think, LSU now. And then the other guy was Mike Glick, who has been in college, but he's a high school coach, local here in the DC area. He's coached Rudy Gay, who's in the pros, and a couple of other guys who are in the pros as well. So that's what I mean. I mean, this area was such a, between DC and New York, a hot spot for basketball. I mean, it's just anywhere you go, you can see great basketball. When we first started going to the tournament, GAAA was really good.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
They were really, I think that's who we beat in the championship the first year we went. And I think that was in 14, maybe, or 13 or 14 when we first went.
GAAA was coming out with monsters.
Yeah, yep.
Team shoes. Come on, man. These guys were coming out.
Them Southern boys just
That's
all
right.
they ate. That's all
they ate them grits and went out there and played.
Grits,
How
bread,
come-
and basketball.
How
Mhm.
come the New York schools don't have teams? Is
That-
it just the
That's
conservative?
another conversation.
But we used to. Pine Forge used to come up.
Well,
Okay.
also
Pine Forge, great. Hold on, please. Pine Forge, Northeastern, Great New York Academy, Greater Boston. They all had teams, but
There was a team from Boston and Texas this year.
oh, what? Okay,
There was a team from Boston. I don't know
Okay.
the name, but there was a
Okay.
team from Boston this year.
okay. They used to, but not as big as where
Right.
we had down there. I mean, it wasn't that big. And one of our coaches, Marcelino, went down to Georgia, Gary, and that's how he started coaching guys like Saunders. Saunders was
Just-
being coached out there.
just give me a second, real quick, Gary. I don't know if y'all know, but Gabriel Madrid, he as we were talking, for those who are listening, while we were talking to
Bring him in.
Principal Beckett, this was his first year with this team, and he had it at a freshman level. So to
Oh,
speak.
wait a
He was
minute,
just-
Paul. My fault. I thought we said we don't bring on light-skinned people.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. man.
And
Yeah,
this
yeah,
cat,
you're right.
this cat has a beard.
He has a
too.
beard, dog. Paul, Paul, listen. In the future, we need to talk first before we know who we bring
Patrick,
up.
I want you to know, Pat. I understand. I apologize.
'Cause if this guy open up a podcast now, he gonna have like 1,000 people, and we still struggling with
Right.
20 people.
Well, listen.
Nah,
What do we know?
We
What do
had
we-
one. We had one. We only had like 6 people watch the. We good.
I don't know him, Paul. Introduce him to me. I don't know.
Introduce us.
This is Gabriel Madrid. For those who may not know, even though that he is the basketball coach, he does serve the Potomac Conference as the assistant educational director of the DMV. So
that
like I am the ministerial director of the DMV, he is the educational director of the DMV.
Okay, that sounds good. Got you.
Right. So just watching him get teed off, it was just like,
So
don't
he
curse, man.
can't
Don't
curse. He can't curse. He can't curse.
We're allowed to. You're allowed to curse behind the scenes, but you're all right. You're good.
So Madrid, we were just talking about the very fact that you took the team at a fragile time, man. Very fragile time. And yet we come to find out that you led them to the championship. Now, we didn't win the championship, but you led them to the championship, undefeated to the championship. And let me add this. I'm not giving any excuses. Why were y'all playing men?
Yeah.
At the end, y'all were playing men. What was that about?
You know, we actually, the last 3 games we played varsity teams. Those were all varsity teams that we played. So yeah, our quarterfinal game, our semifinal game, and our final game were all against varsity teams. I mean, when we played that team, there was a team from Texas that we won by, I think, 2 points. We won by 2 points. It was a buzzer beater pretty much at the end of the game. I mean, they had 18-year-olds. They came up after like, man, you guys are really good. You're 14 and 15-year-olds. You know, we're 18. We wish we were as good as you were when we were 14 and 15.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
You handled yourself well, watching the way that you know, calling your timeouts, making those calls. I mean, I like the way that you're hard on everybody. You know, I think you're more harder on your son, but hard on everybody. You know, you be giving him the business. You know what I'm saying? And he be coming back like, oh shoot. You know what I'm saying? But I just like the way you're consistent with what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And
I appreciate that. Yeah. And look, the guys work hard, man. That's what I like. You know, it's like you said, it was difficult. We came in, the previous coach had left. You know, I got the call from Coach Creedle and Mr. Beckett, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I told him I'd rather be a parent. I think probably everyone would rather be a parent. I'd rather be in the stands cheering for my kid and then complaining about the coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'd rather do that. But you know, it's been a good experience. It's taken up a little bit of time, but I've actually loved like getting to know these kids too. You know, moving during COVID, not knowing the kids is really great to kind of now know these TA guys and see what they're doing there at the school. So
looking at your crazy schedule, because I'm looking at my calendar and you're on that calendar. I mean, talking about we're on that calendar. Yeah. How in the world do you find the time to dedicate to these kids? I mean, you got you got your son, you have wife, you have home to take care of. Where you find this time?
Well, you neglect your home.
Yeah. You know, so it's funny because we kind of grew up we grew up as a gym rat family. So I met my wife on the floor. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, she's a
no, we don't. Hold on, bring that. He doesn't know what show he's on, right? He doesn't know. All right, we'll keep it clean then. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry.
And let me just share with you. She's fine.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. That's where it goes. No, gym rat.
So, you know, she played high school basketball. She ran high school track. She ran track at the university level. She went to junior nationals. I mean, so she's an athlete. So coming out of college, I actually was coaching at a public school. And so, I mean, you know, we were always in the gym. It pretty much was like, we didn't want to neglect each other. Right. So it was just like, we all have to be at the gym. We're all at the track. Yeah. So, you know, that's how it is. So if you go to the game, you'll see, you know, my wife is screaming up in the stands. My daughter's recording. When my college age daughter was here, she was taking stats. I mean, this is just like part of who we are as a family.
Right. So it meshes.
It meshes, exactly.
Yeah, I got you. Well, everybody know this about me, and I know Gary and Poe's gonna get mad, but we got to move on. Sabbath is coming, and but it got me when he said Mr. Beckett. I said, "Oh snap!"
Yeah. That's Beckett's father.
Brother Beckett is his father.
Beckett is his father. But you know, a lot of people don't know that Beckett's are what do you call them again? They're kibbles.
Yeah,
Beckett's aren't kibbles. Beckett's are Beckett's, man. My mother is a kibble, and my father is a Beckett. You know, they merged. But I
would have fixed it for you. I'd have fixed it for you.
Thank you. Yeah. In fact, next time you're at Pine Forest, there's a Beckett Way, man, right behind the girls' dorm. It's a street name, not self-proclaimed. There's a Beckett Way right behind the girls' dorm. The street is named Beckett Way.
Okay, and that has nothing to do with you. Am I correct?
No, nothing to do with me. My father says it's all to do with him during his time at Pine Forest. My grandfather,
and it's behind which dorm?
The girls don't. My grandfather did all the electrical work for the trailers for camp meeting.
Oh,
And
Oh,
he and Danny
man.
Davis were really good friends. And at the time, the school, which, by the way, Pine Forge is a great school. My father, my aunt, all of my cousins, everybody went to Pine Forge. Big school on Little River, incredible school. But it's called Beckett Way. And
okay, wait, I'm gonna take a picture and send
yeah,
it to you.
I have it. I'll send it.
Oh, you send it to me.
I spent many summers camp meeting up there, 10 days working the trash truck, playing in the gym, swimming in the pool, getting in trouble, skipping Joyland.
Man, we still have Joyland. We still got it.
Exactly.
Awesome.
So, but I definitely appreciate you guys allowing us to come on and be a part of your platform. It's good to see so many of my friends chime in. I appreciate the love and the support. And thank you guys, man. It's been great.
Well, we're just glad that you were able to jump on. I just pushed the buttons and asked Madrid to come on real quick. I'm glad he wasn't on as long as you were, because then we have other people,
Right.
Yeah,
We're
I mean,
totally
you know,
against the light skinned guys.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just glad it sounds like I'm the first one on. So I'm just glad I made history today.
He broke the barrier.
That's right.
Listen, thanks for coming on. And I do want to say this, that people don't recognize this, especially in youth ministries. The education field is youth ministries. And there are a lot of our young people who are going to become disenfranchised with the church, but the school is going to keep them going. So you're ministers in your own right. I always believe that. I've always preached that you are on the same level ministry-wise, teachers, principals, as pastors. So continue. Well, they need to up the pay, but
they definitely need to up the pay.
Yeah, need to up the pay. But I just want you to know that we're praying for you. And when you're dealing with our kids, Satan is after you guys more than ever. But we'll continue to pray for you guys. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Y'all take care.
Thank you.
You got
it. Go TA.
That's right.
Awesome, man. Awesome having him on, man. I'm glad to be able to have met him. G, you want to take us to our sponsor or what, man?
Yeah, our next sponsor is our boy Brian Watts.
Yeah.
Watts has his own thing going on. So this portion of Snacks is brought to you by our friend Brian Watts. And here's his promo.
Hey, but real quick, Gary, before we do the promo, and we'll get better as we go along with
the
that.
mic, right?
No. Let's. What I wanted to know. By the way, we're echoing. What I wanted to know is, did we already know when his shows are coming out? Because I know we could run his promo, but does it tell us when it doesn't tell us when his show is coming?
Our show is this week.
Is this weekend? Okay, so let's do this. By the time we finish up, we'll put it in the chat. Probably B will jump on a little bit later. I know he's out of school at 3. He's a teacher, so he'll come on. But I know it's a great thing. Let me go ahead.
Well, we're fulfilling our obligation by running his promo on the back end of the show.
So, no, I got you.
Here you go.
Let's go ahead and run it real quick.
This is the greatest game of telephone that has ever been played. Someone said the black man doesn't raise his kids or care for his family, and that message is still being told to everyone today. They even have us saying,
are not a monolith. We have various opinions and thoughts. We are much more than what we are portrayed to be by the media. Even when we are the victims of injustice, we are still portrayed as the perpetrators. When it comes to the black man, there is an intentional plan to discredit the past, arrest the present, and destroy the future. Something must be done, but nothing will work until we come together.
All right.
There it is.
Yeah, where we at? I just need y'all to know. I got to toot my own horn at this one. That I'm the one that I'm the one that made it for him.
Well, a lot of people know how talented you are.
I just needed to put that out there that I made.
That he did that, Gary?
Yeah.
Can he do one for our show? Can he make an intro for our show?
I hear he's working on it.
Well, I am working on it, but what I really need everybody to do is to drop $5 or $6 into Graham Snacks so that I can get what I need to get. People pay for that. Y'all don't pay for nothing. All right, just because I'm your brother, y'all don't pay for
Stop. Don't bring that here.
Not
Because I got cussed out by Paul for
Uh-huh.
using the booster money. It's like, I didn't give you permission to do that.
No.
Like,
I didn't say that, Gary. I did not say that.
I believe you.
This is TV, so take it as a
No. What is the problem with discussing it right here? Let's take 2 minutes out.
No.
This
No,
is what make the show goes, because
It's
people
how
want to know what goes on.
It's how
Right.
he said it, Patrick. Is how he
Right.
said it.
What'd he
I
say?
never called Gary. Could you imagine me picking up the phone and calling Gary and saying, "Who gave you permission to do so and so?"
No, I don't think that's what happened. What Gary did, I'm gonna tell everybody what Gary did.
All right,
what
okay.
Gary did, Gary was like in one of our little, because we starting to have these little meetings to say, okay, guys, because Paul be on a different rail. We're trying to bring Paul in. So we be having these meetings. Gary gonna say to us, yo, guys, I'm gonna start boosting it. I'm gonna start boosting it on Facebook. We like, cool, go ahead and boost it. We good. Next thing you know, the bank account depleting from off of $80. We were like, yo, what happened to all the money? He was like, I boosted it. We thought you were using your personal money.
Right. Hold on a second. A rich man don't use their own money. They use right.
Dig
They
it.
gotta. I
Dig
use the
it.
company's money first of all. And
Uh-huh.
so people think we blow it up or whatever. There's only $100 in the bank.
No,
So let's
there's
start.
there's plenty in there now. So
Right, all right. There was $100 in the bank,
right,
right?
there was
And they took out like $12
for maintenance fees.
for maintenance fees, right? And we so
Word.
so I live in so Pat will call me.
Yeah.
So anytime you see tonight, my job really is to boost.
Mhm.
And I couldn't post, so I will post what's going on for episode 73.
Right,
That's what everybody will see.
right.
And I would review what we did. And I do cheat, so I will go on YouTube and I will play my different devices to kind of just get it boosted up.
Boost
So,
the
right.
views. Boost
So
the
sometimes
views.
you could go and pay like $5, $10 or whatever. So I boosted
Right.
it. So Pat wanted to buy something this week.
What
So
was
Pat
it?
has, I don't know, the website.
Right. No, right. I wanted to buy a template to do
Right.
something. And I was like, guys, I need some money for it.
So Paul and Pat don't have access to it, and so it's just like, so Paul calls me like, "Yo, what are all these transactions going on
I
here?"
did say that.
Now that's a transaction. I was like, "Yeah, I boosted it or what have you," and Paul was like, "Yeah, oh, okay, just." Now I feel like I'm a child. I'm gonna tell you what Paul said. He said, "Just you need to let us know that."
That's all.
Listen,
And
Gary
so
told me, like,
I get offended. I was like, "Yo, you want me to put back the money? This is like $10
what I
or
say to you,
whatever."
yeah, what I say to you, don't put back the money. I mean,
Right.
don't put it back.
Y'all
But
looked into how much is it now?
I ain't look at it, but it was
All right.
20. It was 20. So so everybody,
What money you did that?
so everybody, I'm gonna tell you how much this is fair, guys. Because I know I run it from this side.
Right.
StreamYard costs money.
It does. Right. It does.
And so what we decided to do is that we're going to start putting money in from our own account. I mean, so we opened up a bank account just for the three of us, and we're supposed to start putting in like $50 a month towards it. But Gary ain't putting nothing in. I ain't putting nothing in. Paul ain't putting nothing in. From the first time we put that money in, we ain't put money back in there from there on. So we was like, yo, it's just sitting there taking up maintenance fees. So everybody, you see Graham Snacks on the bottom. So all we asking for you dudes to help us out. We ain't trying to become millionaires. All we trying to do is to bring this thing.
Because we are already.
Well,
You-
well, we like to take care of this,
Right.
but we also want to be clear that there's something that Pat, that we talked about earlier, that we do want to set up something for
Right.
our for a foundation for kids in school.
Yeah.
I'm a very big TA supporter. Gary's a very big Northeastern Academy supporter, and Pat is a very big Pine Forge supporter. And so our biggest mindset is to put together something like, we're just asking people from $1 to $5 a month.
Well, I gotta stop you.
I know what you're gonna put up. I see it.
So Harold's like, Dwayne would get y'all replenished.
Not only Dwayne is a awesome basketball player, but he's a good replenisher. He get great advice.
Yeah, great advice. We'll hit him up. And guys, remind me later on, Dwayne Wood.
Big shout out, Dwayne.
Yeah, big shout out to Dwayne Wood. Dwayne, we'll hook up. I promise you, we'll hook you up on the show. We get more. I bet y'all don't know where y'all knew Dwayne from. Somebody tell me where you know. Dwayne.
OU.
No.
Goshen.
Goshen.
Goshen in Brooklyn. That's right.
Goshen.
Goshen Church in Brooklyn. You're right.
So let's give people like
oh,
our role.
oh,
Yeah, I got you.
Nigga.
Well, I'm gonna ask him straight up. So do we have to put out a proposal?
Nah, I ain't putting out no proposal. I ain't putting out a proposal. I ain't doing that.
So I know we have another guest coming on, but let's talk about something that, like I tell people, our show was real. So I think it really, really says to this. We really want to step up. That's why you see the sponsors. There's a lot of people that calls us and want to sponsor. So this is not a show that we made of money. So send what you want.
Go ahead. That was me. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Send what you want and your video, and you'll get a sponsor slot on the show every 15 minutes, right? And we're running it now, and by Alumni Weekend, because that's one of our signature shows, we'll have our rates ready. So
yeah, let's. I'm sorry, guys. I'm running something off my iPad here.
Yeah, do it again and see what happens.
I invited Miggs on. I also invited Etzel Cadet to come on. I know we got to land the plane real quick, guys, because I got to be going in by 5 o'clock.
I mean, you inviting all these people, and
now, when Patrick was, when we were talking about the subject matter of health and the church and that generation, I saw two generations in front of me who was on. I saw Miggs, who was on, which
Mig got a free pass.
Yeah, he come on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Miggs is like automatic.
But I wanted Etzel Cadet to come on. Etzel Cadet is one of
Etzel needs to be
he's one of the greatest
he's
minds.
Got young minds.
Young mind, man. One of the greatest young minds. I mean, when I think about how he just formulates things and what he does and how he's been doing, he's over at Cambridge Church now. Well, he's been at Cambridge Church. I remember pastoring his father.
Wow.
His father coming over. Well, when I was preaching, his father would come over. Cardinier, Cadet Pat. Remember Cardinier?
Sure.
Okay. It's just so incredible that the way these guys think. That's one of the reasons why I call Miggs, because you're speaking about a subject that these guys see ministry differently than how we're now waking up from the Vietnam War.
Well, let's pull them up.
Pull them up. Here's what
no. What is that, Pat? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I think
Miggs is handsome too.
And his camera.
He's nice.
I was gonna say something. Y'all talking about light skin, they can't be light skin, they can't have beards. So y'all brought me on because I'm under that quota right there. You know what I mean? Where only my mama thinks I'm handsome. So I see what it is. I can come on anytime. I got
Gary, he heard you, when you was like, he can come on anytime. So I'm ugly. That's what y'all really trying to say.
Well, we have ways of therapy and putting that. Yeah. Sorry.
Let me ask you, man, how you doing at First Church?
Man, it's good. It's really good. I see Danita in there, man. I have evolved a little bit. I have found new interests.
Can you see my face?
I found new interests. We're about to start production on a video series. So
look at this. The Miggs has come out. Everybody, we used to just stop having people on the show. Look at
everybody's away. They call them Pretty Ricky's. Pretty Ricky.
Oh my gosh.
Well, listen, let me tell y'all something real quick before we get into it. This girl right here, Gary and Paul, I don't think I've ever introduced you to her. I was introduced.
Oh yeah.
This girl right here is she's not even the Oprah. She in the class by herself. You're gonna say one day I knew her. Miggs, am I right?
No, you're absolutely right.
You're gonna say I knew her.
Absolutely right.
We're gonna have to get her on the show one day. Absolutely remarkable.
In what field? In what level? What are you speaking about?
Why don't you name it? Why don't you go ahead and name it?
Miggs, talk to me.
All right. So Danita,
she's not a jack of all trades. She's a Renaissance woman.
Yes. Yeah. So she's in a class of herself. I believe she was trained as an actress. Don't kill me, Danita. But that's her master's in that film, performance field right there.
Right.
But one of her specialties, she's a master craftsman with words.
Yes, storyteller.
Really?
She's a storyteller. Yes, absolutely. That's her lane right there. And the way that she's been able to use that, she has a whole service. Denita, drop your link in there. She has a whole service that she provides, helping you to
right now. Stop.
Hey, Paul.
Stop.
Wait. I'm not.
Stop,
I got one more
stop.
thing. One more thing that one more thing. So she's been working with First Church for quite a long time. She is the worship manager, right? And I think she's kind of created her own lane in this space. She has it down to an art and a science, to the point where, my church, and we're in conversation to ask her to train us how to do what she does, to help us keep worship on a flow, not to have those hiccups, not to have those dead spots, how to create and craft. Because ultimately, now that we're streaming, we understand the value of attention.
Yes.
For a long time when we were in the building, because we got people in the seats, we felt like we had them, right? And so Denita is a little bit ahead of the game in being able to create a worship flow that keeps everyone engaged and gets the preacher up there on time.
Makes the preacher look good too.
That's one of her lanes.
Because it's going to be hard to say.
Film screenwriter. There we go. Yeah.
In my estimation, she makes the preacher, which was Snell, look seamless. And
so is this where she was at Oakwood?
You know who her father is, Paul? Oh man!
Yeah. See.
Her father is the one that directed the choir. That's when he blessed me. At first.
Listen, maybe.
The little girl from First Church.
Well, she was a little girl when we were there, but no. Yeah, but she left there and she went to a school in Tennessee for the
Fisk. I think she went to Fisk.
Like for performing arts, which Adventists don't do. Then she left.
Michelle Jefferson. She said, "That's me."
No, that's her. That's her, Paul. So you're right.
Okay,
Michelle Jefferson said definitely necessary because that's what she does.
I'm going to hire her. Go into our $100 account and have her do us seamlessly. This is we're going to try to go to the next level.
And then she went to. Let me just say this, and we get with Migs, and we got to go. Then she went to my school in Florida. Full Sail. She went to Full Sail. Anybody coming out of Full Sail is top notch. All right, they don't come out with nothing, and so it's very difficult for us to implement that type of order into what we got used to with mediocrity and chaos.
Oh wow,
that's her. So when I had money, I wanted her to produce short films for me. When I had money. But I'm gonna tell you right now, God is gonna give the new thing now that she had this before
the pandemic.
The pandemic. So imagine now if she was doing if anybody was gonna get up now and say, here's $500,000, make a movie. So y'all know where I'm coming from with this. If the conference will come together now and say, here's $500,000, because we're building buildings that we don't sit in. Right now, we're building buildings that we don't sit in. So if you gave her $500,000 now and said, let's make a movie, go on and make a movie, the returns on that movie is going to give us the opportunity to do God's business. Yo, I'm sorry, Migs, you came on. I saw her on chat, so we'll talk about her another day.
No. Well, you know that there's a movie coming out that what's the name just did again. Oh my goodness. I don't know why my Sunset Films.
Oh, Sunset. Okay.
Your boy Anthony Hackett.
Hackett just sent me. They're doing a premiere. He just sent me the tickets for the premiere, the link for the tickets for the premiere. You need, this guy's doing quality work.
Yeah.
But here it is again. That he filmed some of them at TA, he filmed some of them at Sligo School. He filmed a lot of these things, and what he's supposed to be doing is getting backup, because he's using what little he has, but the conference has so much more. You see where I'm coming from? So I think that we'll be in a place, in a space. That can you imagine if just a group of guys came together and we put out a film? We know the returns on that is.
Paul, she even know people that she went to school with. They will do this. You know what? We'll talk about it another time. We got to get out of here by 5 o'clock. Migs, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
What? Y'all got baby coming?
We are pregnant with potential. That's what we are.
Pat, you're not allowed to ask those questions to couples who are married, and
that's my boy. He know how to answer. He know how to
listen. Let me say this.
Who ask stupid questions?
Let me say this without understanding your situation and stuff. Some people are gonna text and say, "Oh, how insensitive." Listen, if there's any issues, in conceiving, go to the left, brother. All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know how to answer.
We trying to keep our sponsors.
Oh, sorry.
We just started sponsor season.
What I was saying was, I can't even fix it.
Listen, man, it's a good day today. It's Friday. It rained outside. Look, the Lord has blessed us. Nevertheless, we are grateful.
You're not hearing his preaching voice. Go ahead, boy.
We are grateful nonetheless, for the Lord has created this day for you and for me. Had it not been for the Lord on our side, where would we be? Even on this rainy day, we got a praise in our heart, because it takes the rain to grow the trees, to produce the fruit in due season. So we are grateful for this day, for this is the day that the Lord has made.
You know what to say. You know what, everybody, to put in the chat.
Come on, put it in the chat, everybody.
You know what it is.
Is there one?
Is there one?
Is there one?
Is there one? Is there one?
Absolutely.
Mig, man, I'm gonna just tell you, every time I see you or you like something that I post or whatever, you just give me a warm feeling in my heart, man. You're one of the good guys, bro.
Whenever you like something that we do, that I do, or whatever, I feel young. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm doing something right. That's all I'm saying.
I got a few more years, y'all. I got some gray poking through. So I will click as many as I can, as long as I'm on this side of you. I got you guys.
Just be kind to people. The gray won't poke through. That's why Pat and Paul got gray and I don't.
Okay. I know now. I gotta be nice. Listen, Gary, when you're in town, though, seriously, I got some creative ideas for you. We'll talk offline. When you're in town, let's talk.
Migs, you know me. I'm there often.
Gary, get Migs back in New York, man. Told Jules to come pick him up, though.
I'm the man that can help Paul is right there above me.
He ain't going nowhere.
Gary.
Migs, when I get the electric truck, right?
Oh my goodness.
I'm this is me and Migs' dream. This is not a lie. This is true. Because y'all know so I put it out there. So I told Migs, we had this conversation that when I come to Maryland, because I take the train to Maryland,
right?
Migs will drive my luxury SUV. He can have it.
Yeah.
Listen, when you get that thing back, it's gonna be shined up.
That's it. That's it. But the weekends that I come,
I got you.
It need to be at Lockberry. It need to be at Lockberry Court.
Gary,
I got you.
Gary, I'm glad we had Migs on. You ain't see scrolling through Facebook. I see all this melanin on the screen. I'm glad. I'm glad. Cause we got the blemish, we got the blemishes in the gray. Look at him, man. He's just all
look at his face. Look at his face.
He's all dark Kunta Kinte looking Mandingo.
Yes. He has a Fisk University look.
Honestly, man, we'll get up, man. I got you. Lord, what we gonna do?
I appreciate you guys, man.
Man, we love you, man.
We do.
I appreciate it, guys.
We do.
I appreciate it.
I'm enjoying. I'm going to say this. I'm enjoying the very fact that your wife is working in this specific area.
Paul, I don't want to hear nothing.
I'm just listen.
I don't want to hear nothing right now.
Paul, I'm going to call mom and dad. To tell you to take care of this man. This is number 4 for us. I mean, we don't have a young
little brother.
We don't have a little. We don't have a. See, he's bigger than me or big as me, and we don't have a little one. 'Cause
Well-
we got
well,
Phil and whatnot. We got this is our dude right here. This is our dude.
He's
I'm glad
behind
he's
Phil.
on board.
He's behind Phil Wesley.
No, but I'm
Behind
glad
Phil
he's
Wesley.
on board because his size would tell us that it will tell people that he's related to us in some way because of Gary. So now, Gary is not adopted as we say. So he,
Listen,
Well, yeah, but the
me and
truth
me
is-
and Mig worked out, and we almost died
but none
together.
of us
So that's all I gotta tell
but
you.
none of us can.
It's true. Me and Mig worked out. Y'all didn't know this, right? That's
No,
how
I
we
didn't
got
know that.
Mick came over to the crib, and I took him to Van Cortlandt Park.
Is it true?
We
For real?
almost died. Yeah, and then Mig went to the back, scurried in the back with Tony, and started playing 2K all day. And used to cook for him.
This is facts. This is all
It's
facts.
true.
Yo, I just
That's how
wanna-
we got
I just,
cool.
I just want to thank because we're about to go. I want to thank everybody for recognizing that we're not on our regular channel today. We
Yeah,
are
we're not.
on.
Yeah,
we're on
thanks for
8
showing up,
different-
man.
Migs, you know why? You know why, Migs? I don't know if you was on earlier. You know why we're not on our channel today?
Nah.
Gary, go ahead and explain so people would know.
Explain it one more time, Gary. Before.
Migs, you know
Hold on,
this.
Gary. And hold on, wait. Before you explain, Migs, we've been trying to teach Gary how to speak with talk music in the back. Gary, let me give you an example.
Oh,
before you
okay.
explain.
Okay.
So really what we want you to do, Migs, show Gary just for a minute or so, talk
Okay.
music. All right, here we go.
Why y'all doing this? Why
So
you doing
we
this?
are
to my-
here today trying to formulate a plan as we're trying to get our brother Gary to understand the ebbs and flow of speaking and talking in its timing. It's an art and a craft that every African American person who approaches the microphone needs to understand the basics
Yes.
of speaking in a black church. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
I don't know
Sir.
what church you might have gone to,
No, I don't know.
and I do not know what church you will go to.
That's right.
But on today,
On today.
On today.
you will know how to speak in a black church.
There we go. Okay, so G is gonna explain. We're gonna put Gary in the class just for Gary. You're gonna have to explain to us why you are on Facebook. Oh, Quine. Here go Quine is on. To explain to us, Gary, just in 30 seconds. We'll give you 30 seconds. Why we in Facebook? Why we in Facebook?
Because you know I have boss move and soft move, and every once in a while I put up a question for the saints. Father God, heal me as I speak. Amen. Nick Cannon, y'all. Brian Flores, y'all. They trying to bomb HBCUs, y'all.
Y'all, go ahead, G.
And they cut me off. So I asked the brethren in the chat that they're trying to kill us, but God and his mercy has found
Slow.
perpetrators.
Yeah.
4 young college men, computer geeks, they say,
Speak on it.
has been found to trouble the HBCU campuses across the country.
All right,
My
Gary.
God, my son. My God, my son is now clear.
You got it.
My
G.
God, my
Slow down,
niece
slow down.
is
Okay.
clear.
Easy, G. Easy.
Father God,
Yeah, easy.
we are all
Yeah.
clear because the perpetrator
Mhm.
has been found.
Yeah.
Oh, come on now. Yeah.
It's worth it, saints.
Uh-huh.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Just want you to know, Gary, at this time, we want to welcome you to a new group of people, a new A new cadre of people that speaks in to the wind of the sound. Because so many at this moment, they're dealing with so many that they just need to hear the sound.
That's it. Sound. That's it, people. That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Wind.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know Gary did all right. I'm serious. He did all right.
You did all right, Gary. You did all right, G.
All right. You had to pause this. You did all right.
You did all right. You did all right.
Okay. If we had the Bishop Quine in here, it'd be a mess.
It'd be a total mess.
Southern Baptist Adventist.
Wait, Patrick. Sometimes you got to reach that lower register.
And the voice you can get anybody to do whatever you want to do, man. You be like, come on. No, I'm talking about you.
Me.
You right there. Come on. God's talking to you.
Yo, Patrick, didn't you say that there's trauma in altar calls?
Yes, there is. There's trauma in altar.
That we'll open up in a whole new.
Yeah, but
we only got 10 minutes left. Come on, man.
No, there's trauma in altar calls. I will never do an altar call the way I used to do an altar call. Never again.
My man Patrick used to be like, now, I did it before, but mine was smoother, right? Mine was smoother. I used to go 10, brothers, 10, 9. Come on. Before right? Patrick be like, come on.
No, man, I'd be like, you will die. You will die.
Immediately.
Hey, as soon as you walk outside, a car's gonna knock you down and you're gonna go to the abyss of hell.
Tomorrow,
I'll never do that again, man.
Tomorrow is not promised. I cannot stand that term. That's the most Adventist term in the world.
Scary, bro. It's scary.
Well, why don't we do this? Let's put in the chat Adventist terms like tomorrow's not promised.
Gary, you don't want to do that. It's gonna cause people trauma. Right now, I'm telling you, you're gonna have people all shaking. And if you go ahead
Lama
and
J said triggered.
No, but it's true, man. You can't do that. You know what my new way of altar call when I go back to the church is gonna be? Seriously. Meet me in the back. If you want to make Jesus your all in all, just meet me in the back.
Sligo. Right there in front of your seats. Right there. There's a card. Yeah. Watch this. There's a card. Now, my new thing is
a train passing in front of somebody's house.
Now, Gary's in the Bronx, Pat. Come on.
That's right. My bad.
Oh no, that was me. I got a train down the road.
Sound like he farted.
Right. No. That's me. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait, Niggs, which side of the train track you on?
I don't even know.
Patrick.
It's true, Paul. He right, I be start calling people name out in altar calls.
Oh,
I'm telling you right now, take the card home. We already prayed over the cards in your decision, but take it home and give us and email us or text us or call us.
And that's Catholic, man. I ain't getting into that right now, but that's Catholic. That's Catholicism.
If they call you after 3 days, they made a real decision.
Yeah, but why you got to pray on the card? So Jesus jumped out and sat on the cards?
Yo, man, listen, man. You give power to things. Listen up. Look at me when I'm talking to you, Patrick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, wait, Pat. Gary. Pat, who did I sound like when I said that?
Dad.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Hold on. Glenn Mosey said, "Everybody stand if you're saved."
Oh.
Everyone look at those who are not standing. It's true. That's traumatic. That's trauma. Come on, man. Embarrassing people in the church.
Tomorrow is not promised.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I got a story.
Go ahead, Migs. Go ahead.
Let's close on this story.
We're gonna close. Gary, we're gonna close on that, and then OU. We have OU's sponsorship, and then we out.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So it's a quick story.
Go ahead.
So we're at Oakwood, and a particular preacher comes to town to preach for that week, and it's a Wednesday. And my wife and her friend, they had a meeting in their building. Now, Wednesday night prayer meeting, it's actually pretty packed for me. This is my first time in my life that I've been to a church that the Wednesday night prayer meeting is well attended.
Right.
Now we got a special guest, so there's a little bit more. And he's in the middle of his preaching, in Oakwood Church, and they get up to go to their meeting in the BT building right across campus. And he calls them out and says, "Where are y'all going?" And they froze in there.
That's Paul. That's Paul. That's Paul. What are you talking about? You?
That's Paul right
My
there.
wife just poked her head out. She
We know that. That's
said,
Paul.
Paul done traumatized them in the meeting.
y'all
Paul
hear
was
her?
speaking at Oakwood.
Yo, was that your wife? Dude, that's a long time ago, man.
Well, you said the
Listen,
BT
now
building.
she's good. She's good. Her friend, we might
Never
need
came back to
pray.
church. No, I'm just kidding.
We might need to pray.
Yo, listen, that Wednesday night prayer meeting was packed out like
It was
church.
packed. It was packed.
Paul, man, look what you did. You done ruined somebody's life.
At least the other one worked for the North American division. You know what I'm saying?
Pizzo, I did that at Florida. I was in Orlando, and I said to everybody, "Don't move. Y'all could sit here for movies, for 3-hour movies. Don't move when I'm preaching."
That's
The girl peed herself in the pew.
Oh,
Her mom came to me after and was like, "My daughter peed herself because she was afraid you was gonna call her out." Yo, that's trauma.
That is, man. You don't need to.
Wow.
You need to write a letter to that person.
Now you gotta go make me feel bad.
I'm going to. You need to write a letter for that.
Gary,
Listen,
what am I
the
going
doors
to
of
do
the
now?
church are
And
open
hold
for
on,
this.
and that epitaph that you wrote, that you posted today, man. You need to see me, and I know what insurance you carry at Northeast in Allegheny East. That Aetna.
Yo,
Right.
somebody called me up. They were like, "You divorcing with Natalie?" I was like, I should have said yes, so that joint could go all around,
Yeah,
and I picked money up from Cash App.
It's trauma. We're not allowed to divorce. The Grams are not allowed to divorce.
Okay,
It's
but
like
I'm gonna tell you right now.
it's a pact.
It's true.
The Bible does talk about the breach, Pat. Sometimes God's got to cut to heal. And I've seen many couples. Think about who we grew up with, Gary and Pat, whose marriages that we saw as kids get broken in divorce, and they got remarried and happier than they were before.
Yeah, Pizzo. Listen, I'm not going to
Come on,
jump on
man.
this. I'm not going to stay on this again.
Good post, Patrick.
But I'm
Good
going to
post.
tell you this
I
right
believe in divorce.
when a preacher comes to town and he start preaching and he step on my toes, I ain't shaking his hand at the back. I have to deal with that. I have to deal with what the Holy Spirit gave me. Many of us are married and we ain't happy.
Right.
And but we made a pact that we would stay with them. But if you're going to be injured and you're going to be run amok, I'm telling you, Paul, I'm not telling any stories. I know of a couple where the spouse would tie them up in the basement.
Well, I like that. But go ahead.
Not that kind of tie up, man.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Not the Paul and Wendy tie up.
Can you see the Sabbath is approaching? And
Don't worry about it.
man,
Don't worry about it.
come
Don't worry
on.
about it.
No, Paul, the Megs, listen to me. And I
Yeah,
have
that's
said,
real.
I listen, call it what you want. I have said to a couple who was sexually abusing their child, pray about it.
Pat, stop right now.
Malpractice, man.
It's malpractice, of course.
Stop right now.
I'm just saying. So what you see me put up there, yes, it's a blanket statement.
Pete, I'm
What
gonna say
Marley
this.
said is, if the shoes fit, wear it. That's it.
I only wanted to say one thing about this, Pat, because of course we're pro-marriage, we're pro-happiness.
I am pro-marriage. I'm in mine.
But I'm also, but I want to be clear about this. Anybody who gets divorced and they've been through the kind of church we was raised in and brought up in, if you get a divorce, you're courageous.
That's right. That's
You're
right.
courageous.
I'm actually jealous that you could be able to get up and do that. And,
Yeah,
I'll
courageous.
tell you another thing. Stop telling people next time. Stop telling people that if they commit suicide, they're going to hell. That make them
Ask
commit.
Stephen. We're going to that. We're going to that next week. Ask Stephen.
Gary, I will bring that up in next time.
Y'all
You know
gonna
why?
y'all gonna have to pay for that. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Y'all gonna have to pay for that. Migs, I used to be a promoter. You get the door. We
I
just
got
taking
you.
we're
Yes,
taking
take the
straight
door.
cash.
I got you.
And right.
Wait, listen,
if
let me ask you,
want to
Migs.
make a little.
I'm sorry, Mix. How long you been married?
We're about to be 6 years in
All
October.
right, this is for you. That's for you. That's for you.
He don't tie
All
up
right.
his wife. His
All right,
wife
go
tie
ahead.
him up.
His wife tie him up.
Yeah, he don't tie up his wife. He ain't into Paul. He not. Come on, man. He's Samson. He's Samson, Pat. The man is Samson. Listen, his hair's already down. Listen, Mix, you know, my
Yes, sir.
silence on our friendship doesn't mean anything, okay?
I know what's up. I know. I got you.
My silence and offer, because you know we used to talk all the time. So
Yeah.
but don't worry about it. The stock market coming back.
Yeah. We're gonna be live. We're gonna be live. Yeah.
We're gonna be live again. With the stock market coming back, we're gonna be live again. Guys,
Yes,
we gotta
sir.
get up out of here. Migs, you got anything for us before you leave out? What's up?
Man, listen.
What you doing this weekend?
This weekend we're doing a hybrid service tomorrow, so I'll be doing that. Some headshots. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But I want to share something with you guys on the side of trauma. You know, one of the things that happened this week, and I believe that your topic today was divine purpose. This week I found out that there are people providing housing for individuals, for women who are escaping domestic abuse.
Mhm.
Right? The issue is there's never enough housing when it comes to these cases, and there's not enough voices, there are not enough resources available to point people in the right direction. And so this week, one of the things that God has impressed upon my heart is to figure out how to be a solution in this space. Right. And so that is a part of the mission. I'm putting the plan together. I'm gonna be calling some people. You know, I believe, and I know for a fact that my network, our network of people, man, we have limitless resources.
And you know what? I'm going to fix your vernacular. Your network.
That's right.
Fix it.
Not
It is your network.
your
Don't be
network.
ashamed to call it your network.
Your network.
Yeah,
you have the resources. You have it.
You're trying to sound at Venice, man. It's not. It's yours. When you make that $1 million, it's not ours.
No. It's ours when he make them.
I see. Okay.
Hold up.
I got you.
Hold up. No, but I got you. And thanks for that word.
Yeah.
And I think that word is what we need. My passion, my future goal, to be able to provide housing for traffic victims.
Mhm.
Gary, I'm gonna go back to what my brother said earlier. We have to create the space in the community church for all of these things.
Yes, sir.
All right. And the pandemic took all the churches back to ground zero, so that in the rebuild, we can truly become a community church again.
Pat,
That's
can I say
good.
it this way? In the rebuild, you'll be adding rooms to the old building.
That's it.
Facts.
That's
Facts. Let's get Migs out of here, man. Let's get him out of
Yeah,
here.
Migs, get out of here.
Get out of here,
All right,
man,
y'all.
with your clean
All right,
skin,
peace
man.
out.
With your no pimple skin. Get out of here, man.
See you, Migs.
All right, y'all. Peace.
All right. That's my boy, man.
Good
That's
guy,
my
man.
boy.
Good guy.
Listen, I'm gonna say this honestly. You see everybody says Graham Snacks on the bottom, and I know some people have given before, but yeah, I think right now this is fun for us. But if we can
Turning serious now.
let's get families supported. If y'all could drop something in there so that Gary could stop stealing, stop taking our money.
Shoot.
Just help us out a little.
I love it, man. I love it.
No, I want to be honest with you. We ain't trying to make $1 million, but for goodness sake, I do want to step up our game a little bit. And I'm thank God for our sponsorships that came from Brian Watts, it came in from Carmen Hope. Gary, you know what I want to do? I want to go ahead and play the two of them again. And the third one, which is our Oakwood sponsor at the end of it. Can we just say what we're doing this week first, and then we'll roll out?
Yeah. So let me just do our last sponsor. This is a readout. Big shout out to Daily Travel. That's Dilworth Daily. Anytime you want to go across the country, rent a car or something, go look up Dilworth Daily. He'll put his stuff up there. And if you want any sponsorship, contact me, Pat or Paul. We'll put it on there for you. Yeah, go ahead, Pat. Go around the horn.
So guess what? This Sabbath, I'm home, not doing anything. I'm good. Justin is on with me. Justin, no, we normally on Sundays, but we taped it. So I'm in chill mode. Just now we in chill mode. We in chill mode.
You know, Gaston call me Patrick.
Pat,
Yeah,
I'm sending.
You know who Noel is, Patrick?
Noel Jones.
I just saw it, man. It's the first time in my life I just saw it.
Gary Coretta said Dilworth. It said Dilworth. So I know what you're talking about.
Deal with Dale. Thanks, Coretta.
Chris,
Pat, I
we
just
watching
sent you.
you. We watching you. Yeah,
Pat,
go
I
ahead.
said, Paul, you want to go ahead? Because Pat wanted was going to say something. to me.
I'm almost in the same realm as Patrick, but I was supposed to be speaking at this church called Renewed. It's the Wheaton Church that just rebuilt their church. Beautiful. But because of the pandemic, it's going to be online. So I get to go to RPC and see one of my kids get baptized.
Awesome.
And then I just get right back home because they start at 12, go right back home and preach. But everything's going to be at home. Looking forward to that. But I do want to say, since we're on, special shout out to the Allen family, Damon Allen, his wife, the kids, they lost their mother. Damon Allen lost his mother. The same guy that we was talking about played basketball 30 years ago for WAU. It was very sudden, very, very sudden. So the funeral's on Sunday. My weekend is going to be about that also, to encourage the family and to be there too. But tonight is going to be a 10 Commandments night.
Gotcha. Yeah, 10 Commandments night. And mine's going to be by the fire, Paul. So I got you.
You're going to be about, I got you. I got you.
So
Gary doesn't have a fireplace like that because he lives in the Bronx in one of them buildings. So Gary's going to be by the radiator.
Yo, that's wrong. Gary, you want to go ahead and promote this real quick?
Yeah, big shout out to our boy Phil. Phil and I will be talking tomorrow at the 11 o'clock hour about mental health. And then that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm going to bed early tonight, and we're going to talk about mental health. I will talk about what we talked about today, grief counseling. And thank you for everybody who support. And we do grief counseling on Monday. This Monday, we debut Monday, and Boys to Men. If you have a boy that wants to come in, we'll do that. And it's absolutely free. We have been underwritten by the Lord. Don't worry about insurances. Or
underwritten by the Lord. Come on, G.
Jesus.
Come on, stick to it, G. Stick to your counsel.
I'm the business side now.
I got you.
Yeah. So it is underwritten by the Lord.
Hey, they said, I'm sorry, they wanted that link. You got to drop that link in there for them also, Gary, but they wanted to see it one more time. All right. So,
you know, they could do the psychology today. I'll put it in right. I don't know if I could put it in right quick, or I'll just put
it in right after. Everybody who's on here right now will get it.
Right. So yeah, anybody who knows my psychology today link, just put that up, and then.
Hey, Pat and Gary, awesome stuff, man. Y'all guys are making me want to do my counseling degree after this doctorate.
Now you stick where you are.
Stay
where you are.
Stay in your lane.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Hey, because let me tell you the reason why I say that, Paul. Because God has not called me to be a therapist. He's called me to be aware as a pastor.
I understand.
Let's keep our lanes. I just
want to give a shout out to Lori McCrae Weaver. Man, we knew her since we were teenagers, man.
Yeah.
And it's always good to see her on. Great sound. She came from our great-grandfather. Our great-grand-uncle went to her school years ago to be a pastor at Lincoln University.
Oh, it's at Lincoln University.
So it's always great to see Lori on. Her and her husband. I think they just had an anniversary or what have you.
Yeah, they sure did.
Brooklyn girl, man. Brooklyn girl all the way. Great voice also.
Yep.
Great voice.
All right, everybody, we're going to jump out of here. It's 5 o'clock. I hope everybody enjoyed their Sabbath. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days.
Run them sponsors.
Do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. All right. So thou shalt not do any work. Oh, you want to go there? Thou nor thy son. Go ahead, Gary.
Nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy
maidservant. Come on.
Nor thy cattle.
Please let me do daddy. Please let me do daddy.
Cattle.
Stranger that is within thy gates for in 6 days.
The Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is,
and rested on the 7th day.
Wherefore the Lord blessed
the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Okay, that's all right. I like
see y'all lucked out because everybody else lucked out. We had to say the whole 10 Commandments every Friday.
The whole thing every Friday night.
Yeah, especially when we came up to
your ox,
nor their ass, nor anything, and we start giggling in worship. Right? All right, everybody.
But do you all remember when Daddy when we used to finish the song, he used to start off, and he never used to say everything with us. He used to say, And God speak all these words, saying,
and then we'll
and
continue.
then we'll go in.
That's it.
Yeah.
I am the
Wow.
Lord thy God.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Man, and
everybody. So one of our
last
sponsors-
one, Pat. Last one, Pat
Mhm.
and Gary. And what was Mom doing?
I'm not gonna say.
Yeah. We
No,
can't say
I
that.
know. I don't. You don't have to say what she was doing, but she was trying to make us laugh because we couldn't laugh in worship.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not gonna say it. What she did
I'm
to
not
make
gonna say
us
what she
laugh.
did. But she keeps doing it to get us
And
in
trying to
trouble.
get us
with
in
Daddy.
trouble in worship. Mom was
right.
like one of the kids in worship. So
All right. Big
Just
shout out to Aunt Hazel. She
Aunt
was on there.
Hazel
We didn't get a chance to
was
say
on
hi.
with- yeah,
Oh, Auntie
Yeah.
Hazel, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So I had a great day so far, everybody. We are just gonna run Oakwood University. As one of our sponsors and have always been one of our sponsors. We always wear their gear.
That's right. That's true.
That's right. We're always gonna run them out. So, and remember Graham Snacks, everybody. Just drop a few bucks. Here we go.
Welcome to OUBN, where you experience Christ through culture and content. Hello, my name is Jonathan Johnson, and I'm a senior producer for the Oakwood University Broadcast Network. Have you ever found yourself looking for content that articulates your language and speaks to your soul as the Sabbath begins? A place where you can praise God freely, be challenged mentally, be stimulated visually and audibly, motivated socially, and worship openly. Well, OUBN presents to you the OU Block. On Fridays, join us for worship, biblical discussion, the spoken word,
because he's gonna save people.
Go ahead, Rich.
From the sin.
and music that speaks to your culture. From 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, every Friday evening, tune into the OU Block on the Oakwood University YouTube page. Share with your friends, come chat with other believers, and join in with your OUBN family. This is OUBN, where you experience Christ through culture and content. Can't wait to see you on the block.
Hey, I like that, everybody. What you think?
I like that, man.
I like that. I like that. All right, we'll run that. We'll run that for them and continue to run it for them because Oakwood is what we do. All right, guys, I'm out. What about you?
I'm out.
I can't hear you. Sorry. You're muted. You're still muted. You're still muted. Okay, Gary. All right, everybody. We out. Peace. Share this with someone.